everyone, and welcome back to Staying Home STEAM. I'm Miss Claire from Weeks Public Library, and today is very special because it is the second week of our summer reading program, and that means we're going to be working on a really awesome craft that you can pick up at the library, and we're going to be making magic wand bookmarks. So if you do want to pick up a take and make craft, make sure to call ahead or email ahead so that we can schedule a pickup time for you to do that. So our first craft, as I said, is going to be a magic wand bookmark. And for our STEM activities today, we're going to be making a magic moving jellyfish and some magical water fireworks. So those might get a little bit messy, so let's head into the kitchen to get started. For our first activity today, we're going to be making a magic wand bookmark. So what we're going to need for this is really pretty basic. You're going to have in your craft kit a star just like this, and you're going to have a popsicle stick. You will also have some jewels to decorate your bookmark star, but I don't have any here with me, so I'm going to be creative and use my imagination. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you can either start with coloring if you want to, or you can cut it out first. I think I'm going to start with coloring mine. So I'm just going to add some swirls, some spirals, and then I'm going to add some stars. It's going to be super magical. If you like glitter or using glitter, you could definitely put some glitter on this, but I would wait until the end after we've cut everything out. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along those black lines. I'm going to have an awesome star shape. If this is a little bit tricky, make sure to ask a grown-up to help you. Okay, so we've cut out our star, and now what we need to do is decorate our stick, because it's not going to be a cool bookmark if it's not decorated all the way. So I'm going to decorate my stick with all sorts of polka dots. I love polka dots, they're so much fun. And you can really decorate this however you want, and that's the really fun part of this project, is that it's totally open to however you want to decorate. Okay, so mine is nicely polka dotted. So what you can do now is take some glue. If you don't have some glue, you can use tape as well, but the glue is a little bit cleaner. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the top of my popsicle stick, and I'm going to stick my star right on the top, just like that, so it looks like a little magic wand, but you can actually use it as a bookmark. So now's the time, if you want to, you can put your jewels that came in your kit right up on the top of this here. And you can also add whatever else you want. If you have glitter that you want to add, now's the time to add it. All right, ready? Let's go to our next activity. So for this magic project, we're going to be making a magic jellyfish bottle. So we're going to have a jellyfish that swims back and forth in a bottle. What you'll need for this project is like a plastic grocery bag, a clear bottle that's tall enough for the jellyfish to swim up and down. It needs to have a really tight seal on the lid too. And you want to make sure, if possible, to have it have a slightly wider mouth than a regular 2-liter bottle. But I'm sure you could make that work if that's what you have on hand. We'll also need a small rubber band. I mean, you can use any sort of rubber band, but a smaller one's going to work a little bit better. Some scissors, and a little bit of blue food coloring, and you'll of course also need water to fill up your bottle. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bag, and I'm going to cut a square, I would say about the size of my hand. If you have smaller hands, I would ask maybe a grown-up to help you cut this out. Okay. And it doesn't need to be a perfect square. As you can see, mine is not perfect, and that's okay. Okay. So we've got a plastic square there. We're going to put the rest of our bag to the side. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my rubber band and I'm going to kind of make a little bubble at the top. Okay, you can pull all the rest of this down. And I'm going to use my rubber band to make sure that that bubble is nice and tight. Okay. A little bubble at the top. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut the bottom of my jellyfish into nice thin strands. Okay, and then you can kind of fluff them out a little bit if you want to. You can see mine is losing some, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got little tiny baby jellyfish. We're gonna go fill up our water bottle. And once we filled up our water bottle, we're gonna add, you really only need maybe 1 drop of the food coloring. And once you've added the water and the food coloring, you can just pop your jellyfish right in. And then we can watch as the jellyfish swims from one side of the bottle to the other. And what we've basically done is we've created a little air pocket at the top of the jellyfish. So the jellyfish wants to swim out of the water and to where the little air bubble is. Isn't this so cool? I could watch this for ages. All right, so let's move on to our next magic activity. For this magic experiment, we're going to make some fireworks, but they're going to be magic water fireworks. So what we're going to need to do this project is some sort of clear vessel. I've got like a tall glass jar. If it's taller and a little bit wider, that's better than a really small one. We're going to need some oil of some sort. Any sort of vegetable oil will do. We'll need water. And we'll need some food coloring. Okay, so now what we're going to need to do is pour about 1/8 of a cup of oil. So about half this 1/4 cup I'm going to pour in. 1/8 of a cup of oil into a little dish. And then we're going to take our food coloring and we're going to put 1 drop of each color food coloring into our oil. We really don't need much for this project. All right, and it's pretty cool, you can see, because the food coloring is water-based, so it's not going to mix with the oil. It's just going to form these little droplets. You can see some of them have kind of settled to the bottom a little bit. Take a look at the little droplets. We're going to take something to stir, like a spoon or a fork or something, and we're going to mix those up as much as we can. And mix, mix, mix. I'm going to try to get that off the bottom there a little bit. Okay, until we have the teeny tiniest droplets. All right. And then we're going to take our jar. I'm going to pour in the water. And we're going to pour our oil on top of that. So you can see the colors starting to settle because they're water-based and they're too dense to be in the oil, so they're falling down to where the water is and creating this awesome fireworks display for us. Look at that, it's magical. you so much for joining me for today's episode of Staying Home Steam about magic and witches and wizards. I hope to see you next week when we're going to be talking about heroes.